Okay, this strategy here is primarily right here. We're going to go with the 5 second candles. 5 second in and out. And again, it's at 50%, so that means it turns you get 92% of that 50, so that makes it into a 96 gain. So down here, what I'll be looking for here is when the MACD crosses over. So when this green MACD line cross over the red one, and then it forms a red, start forming a red down here, that's when I click on this and get in. Now, as it is, the red is growing and winning, I don't have to do anything. But what happens if it goes up? I let it pretty much almost run its whole full 5 seconds. And if it goes up, like if it's right here and the red is dropping down here, and then as it's going up here, that's when I'll put in 2 greens. 1 green is to counter the loss, and the other green is to counter to gain. So that will still be a gain if you put 1 red loss, one of the greens will cover that loss, and then the other green is a win. So that's what you would put 2 in. Now, what I also have to go with another step forward is if the 2 up here lose, and then it comes down red again, and then I put in 4 reds. So keep in mind, you put in, if it's going red, you put in 1 red, and it goes up 2 greens. If it tries to come back down, 4 reds. That covers everything, and plus you still gain. So I was doing that here, and just waiting for every time it crosses the MACD, and it was a gain of like $605 in like 20 minutes. I like it because it's less risk, you control your losses, and it's just nice, kind of like nice, slow and steady. In which I like that versus some of the other strategies where you could put something in and then if you lose, you just lose. Here, you're anticipating a counter, and so when you counter it, you still get your gain from it. So we're just gonna let it play right now. You see how the red is forming down there? That's when I got in right up here. And as you can see, that red right there, that was a win. Okay, that's fine right there. I was starting this at right now at 403.32. And right now I'm at 44.32. And it started this at 8:53, and this right now is 9:13 there. I'm trying to, like I said, really try to narrow it down to with just as pretty much like sure wins versus get a whole lot, but then it's a whole lot of risk. Okay, I got in right there. It bounced back up, and then I got the 2 greens right there because it reversed. I'm going to show that one again. Okay, watch up here. Okay, it's crossing the MACD down there, and then it bounced back up. That's when I got in with the 2 greens. So that was still a win because it was 2 greens that won, and then 1 red loss. So that'd be from 44.11 up to 44.53. Like I said, I like this trade because, like I said, it's slow and steady. All you're doing is just looking for when it crosses. And a MACD crossing is when you got a green line here, it crosses the red line, it forms a red down here at the bottom. Over here, this is what happened to it. Went right here, it formed a red at the bottom. See the green line, it went up. The green line went up above the red line, then it came down across it, and then it formed this red right there. And I would have got in right there. That's where I got in. So all you're doing is basically just, I'm not really too much focused on the green, because with the green, you can almost do the same thing. Like right now, this green is building. So you can, which I did test out too, to where when the green crossed over, I could have did the same thing. Right here, I got in again. That was a win. Let me go back again just so you can see it there. Okay. Right here, the green kind of went up some. Then it crossed back down, went red. See how it's still going red up here? That's when I got in. And that red right there kept going, so that's just a win if it keeps going in the right direction. But if it reversed, we got a plan for that too. So again, we put down, that was another gain. It was 453, now it's 44.99. But like I said, I like this one better because, like I say, the MACD crossing is going to happen all the time. But when you got a plan for it, that's what's the name of the game. Let me see what that is there. Up to 45. At first we was at 44.99. Now we at 45.45. Still climbing. And look how often these are happening. 9:10, 9:10, 9:12, 9:13. Almost every minute there's like 2 opportunities. It's almost like every every minute you get 2 opportunities to make, and 2 opportunities equal almost $100. So like I say, this right here is slow and steady, but it also is effective. That's why I look just for, I'll take any day, like have it, even if it was just 600 an hour, I would be happy. But if you could get like 1,200 in an hour, just at this rate right here of just doing this right here, that's a huge win. But that's basically what I was doing there. And like I say, and as you can see, like I say, I was 9:01 I was in, 9:03 I got in, 9:05, that was about almost every 2 minutes there. But then, you know, it started happening then where it was almost twice every minute. So again, down here, I'm watching the MACD. I see there. I like to let it kind of like build up some, but in some cases the red will bounce back down here because I want to start testing every red just to see what it do. And so right now, this red line right now is hit like it's coming from here and going up. But you see a red bounce down? That's when I got in up here. That was another win. Just because I seen the red push, like a big red pushing in down there. And before I would wait for the second red, but now I'm just pretty much getting in on the first red because at least now I got a counter response. So that's why I'm not really waiting for the second red to show up. The first red that it shows me, I'm getting in. Before I used to wait till the second one. But now I'm waiting when this first one show, I'm getting in and then I'm prepared to counter. And this is going up, and then it's just like I said, you watch the MACD. And you start training yourself to look at this right here, it's going to get you right. Okay, you see the red line went down? I got in right there. There's the win right there. Just because I seen that red candle go down the cross, and that's when I got in. And a good majority of these right here, as you can see, when that MACD cross over, it is pretty accurate that, you know, that a red is forming. So you have that, and then like I say, and then you're doing your countering too at the same time, then you're going to do quite well because you got things working for you. Almost over probably 50% of those is going to be right just by looking at the MACD. And then also you're going to be countering. So that's why you can see how you can quickly just accumulate, and all that right there, just like I say, it took place in, let me see, because I wrote it down here and I calculated it. Let me see what it says here. So I started off at, so that's $605 right there that was accumulated there. And 605, and that was done in, let's see, they say 25 minutes. That ain't bad. So you even think if you put in a whole hour, that's about $1,200 an hour just from doing what I just did there. And like I said, it's happening back to back, you know, steady.